Understanding Lyme disease, the causes, symptoms, and available remedies. Today, we are talking about something that is going rampant. It truly is a pandemic in the United States, other parts of the world, but in the United States, Lyme disease is most prevalent in Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, but it's becoming more rampant all over the US. And it's a disease that doctors don't want to deal with because it's very difficult to find a cure or actually find success. So a lot of doctors will turn away patients that have Lyme disease. So what is it? What are the causes of Lyme disease? Lyme disease is caused by a bite of an infected black-legged tick, typically in the nymph stage, and they become infected with the bacterium Borrelia burgdorferi, that's a mouthful, after feeding on infected animals such as deer or mice. And when an infected tick attaches to a human and feeds for a sufficient period of time, then it can be transmitted into the bloodstream, leading to Lyme disease. So what are the symptoms to look out for? And you want to make sure you're checking your animals, your furry friends, the dogs and such, and your cats for the ticks as well. So there's different stages. In the early stage, there you can get a skin rash that looks like a bullseye rash that appears at the site of the tick bite, and then it expands outward. You can get tired, fatigue, fever, chills, headaches, muscles and joint aches, swollen lymph nodes. Now, the problem with the Lyme disease is that this bacteria is like a screwdriver. So the longer it's in your body, the deeper it screws itself into your tissues. And it's super smart. So when you give yourself antibiotics, it kind of hides its head and goes downward. And then when it's all clear and the antibiotics are gone, they then come back and actually will wreak havoc with a vengeance. So this is why it's so important to get diagnosed early on before it really screws into your tissues and takes over your body. So those are the first localized stage symptoms to look out for: the skin rash, fatigue, fever and chills, headaches, muscle soreness. And then you get into the second stage, where it's the disseminated stage, where you get multiple rashes all over the body, flu-like symptoms, neurological symptoms, facial paralysis, dizziness, memory problems, difficulty concentrating, heart palpitations and irregularities. And then after more time, if left untreated, it can progress to a chronic stage, leading to issues like severe joint pain, swelling, particularly in the knees, muscle weakness, fatigue, cognitive difficulties, nervous system disorders, sleep disturbances, mood changes. So what do you do about it, right? So the doctors don't really want to treat it because it's not successful. It's very difficult to treat, but early diagnosis is crucial for managing Lyme disease. And if you think you have it, make sure you consult your doctor or a professional and get tested. A lot of people actually get tested and have a false positive or a false negative result from those tests. So that's also something to be aware of. People do take antibiotics, and that's the primary treatment for Lyme disease to get from your doctor. So early stage Lyme disease is often treated with the oral antibiotics, while advanced cases may require the intravenous antibiotics. So where I come in is to help you manage Lyme. I'm not pretending that anything I talk about helps heal you or reverses all of it. But what is important? It's important to, of course, get rest and sleep. You can also use some dietary methods, intermittent fasting. Part of the idea is to reduce inflammation, reduce some of the feeding of the bacteria. Like all bacteria, of course, Lyme loves sugar, and it also causes sugar cravings. So by incorporating intermittent fasting, you are going to improve your blood sugar, reduce the inflammation, help with just controlling some of the symptoms that you are experiencing. But then you can incorporate the accelerated silver. This helps devitalize foreign pathogens and improve immunity. So as your immune system is being suppressed by the Lyme bacteria, you're more susceptible to getting sick. So that's where the silver comes in and helps to strengthen your immune system so that you are able to fight all pathogens in a much more effective way. And out of my clients, a lot of people say that the accelerated silver helps them when they're dealing with their Lyme disease. And the second one, so the silver is number one, the Acceleradine Iodine is number two as far as treatments or things to help support with the managing of the symptoms from Lyme. And the iodine, the Acceleradine Iodine, helps increase ATP production. So it's going to help with that energy that you're losing because you're suffering from fatigue. It helps increase ATP by 18 times in all 100 trillion cells of the body, supports your thyroid health. And the thyroid may be suppressed because when your immune system's suppressed, your thyroid's suppressed, your body says, okay, we've got to save all our energy because we're under threat. And with Lyme, you're constantly under threat because your body just has it there. So you need to increase your immune system, increase the energy in other ways. And then also iodine is known to fight all foreign pathogens, just like silver. So those two are a 1-2 whammy as far as supporting your immune system and helping alleviate a lot of the symptoms that we've talked about. Now, you can also follow a low-carb wild animal protein diet, incorporate accelerated keto to shut off the sugar cravings that a lot of people with Lyme say that they are just out of control because the bacteria wants sugar to feed off of. And so it creates these sugar cravings. The accelerated keto helps with the intermittent fasting, puts you into ketosis, so your body's burning its own fat stores for energy, and helps with a mental focus, increased performance, just helping with the body fat burn, because a lot of people then say that they have a problem with weight gain and fat gain. So the accelerated keto will help with that. You can also use the silver and the Acceleradine Iodine mixed with the accelerated scalar castor oil as a topical remedy for the rash, for some healing and soothing of that. So I wanted to touch on those. Always important to hydrate, always important to supplement with the accelerated ancient salt in your food, in your water, just to get all those minerals so your cells are hydrated. That helps with the sodium potassium pump inside and outside the cell, so it's flushing out the toxins and getting the nutrients into the body. Stay away from oxalates, stay away from the sulfur vegetables that we talk about, like the broccoli and cauliflower, kale, almonds. Those are the oxalates, the chocolate, some of the berries, but spinach is an oxalate. Taking those veggies and the healthy foods out of the body are going to put less pressure on the body, so it can actually help with the symptoms from Lyme. So here we are trying to manage the symptoms. Now, I have seen people have success with some of the cutting edge technologies, such as the AMP coil and the biocharger. And these you can find at SaraBantaHealth.com, where they are doing frequency healing and actually canceling out the frequency of Lyme, just like it would cancel out frequencies of any sort of bacteria or parasite or virus. That's the way these machines work. And they offer journeys or recipes to help reverse some of the damage, help with the symptoms, but you also have a better chance of reversing all of it. So check those out. I am not claiming that any of this will kill the Lyme. I'm just helping you reduce the symptoms and manage the disease. I'm SaraBanta with Accelerated Health TV and Radio Show. Leave a comment below. Do you have Lyme? Has anything worked for you? Do you experience sugar cravings? What are your worst symptoms? Tell me your journey and what you have been experiencing. It is a pandemic across the world, and especially in northern, eastern, the United States. So let me know what you know and join the free group coaching in the link below. There's no downside. I teach you on a daily basis and with tips and tools, and you are surrounded by a like-minded group to support you on your health journey.